Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is HUMNA and I'm starting these sessions called Light Upon Light, which are all about connecting to the word of Allah, connecting to Him and finding His presence closer to us. I'm going to try and speak in Urdu and in English just so that we can connect at deeper levels through both languages, because Alhamdulillah, we all speak that language. If anybody has a problem in understanding anything, please make sure you do ask me questions after the session so I can clarify what it is that I was saying. Through these sessions, my intentions, just a little personal history about me and my connection to Allah was absolutely zero. I had absolutely no connection with Allah, and I used to find that very proud of myself. Mujhe kisi ki zarurat nahi hai kind of thing. And the way Allah brought me close to Him and how He completely turned my life upside down, that aaj, in this time, there is nothing but Him in my life. And so I wanted to share that when He chooses to bring us closer to Him, it is not about us. It's about His love towards us. He's saying to us that, come towards me, because that's all there is. There is nothing more important than Allah. And once He makes Himself clearly visible to you, nothing else in the world will give you any kind of peace other than Allah. So when we start reading the book, my own understanding of Quran was that it is a whole bunch of Arabic words. Living in the Middle East, I studied Arabic, I used to speak Arabic, I used to have Arabic friends, but still the word of Allah did not sink in at that point in time because I was not ready for it. And itni samajh bhi nahi thi, itni understanding bhi nahi thi. And to be honest, इतनी मोहब्बत भी नहीं थी शायद उससे कि मैं उसको समझने की कोशिश किसी भी एंगल से कर सकती. So the book was just a very normal book. And coming from a Pakistani Asian background, it was always put up on a shelf, covered in a very pretty kapda. I was always fascinated by the brocade and the gota of the kapda than I was of the book itself. And that I think it's so funny. That's how we live our life, looking at Quran, putting it up there. But then what's in the Quran is just few words, few lines, few pages. And yes, they all look very pretty. And the idea of drawing or being inspired by the word of Allah has nothing to do with me or with you. It is very clearly that He wants us to go through this experience, because nothing happens without His will. जब हम तैयार होते हैं, वो हमें तैयार करता है. That is when He opens these doors to us for us to come closer. It's like He's going to open this tunnel today, and it's going to be something that you will walk in with me every week, one step at a time, and I will break it apart so that we don't have to understand Quran. It is something that becomes you. So you will live Quran. You will become it. The word will be absorbed in your blood, in your cells. And we will go one by one, ayat by ayat, small bits, because the Quran is huge. The knowledge there is huge. So we can't just go, boom, I know what Quran is. So that's why it's all going to be broken down. And today, I've literally taken the first 3 alphabets, Alif, Laam, and Meem. And through that, I've created this whole experience for you. Now, through my sessions, the first part is engagement of your mind. Second part is engagement of your body. Third part is engagement of your soul. होता ये है कि हमारी चीजें स्कैटर होती है, दिमाग कहीं और जा रहा होता है, दिल कहीं और जा रहा होता है, जिस्म कहीं और जा रहा होता है. But when we come to worship and connect to Allah, to His word, we have to be fully present. We don't come here saying, okay, ये भी कर लेती हूँ, वो भी करना है, इसके बाद मैं ये करूँगी. No, you don't worry about what you had to do, what you will do. It's all about what is He wanting you to do in this moment. With that, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I will start. This part is all about listening. So you just have to sit back, aram se, just listen. And if you feel comfortable, breathe in and breathe out. connect to your breath if you can. So this is just becoming very mindful of the fact that he has chosen you to attend this session. Every step, every minute you spent getting ready to come here was your ibadat. And now you are going to get the reward of your ibadat. So this is what he is opening for you. You didn't do anything. We are nothing. We don't even deserve his, just the fact that he allows us to come together to just familiarize ourselves with Quran is a huge honor that he's going to give us. So I want you to really honor that feeling. My God, he thinks I'm deserving of taking his name, of his word. He thinks I am ready to be hugged by him. Like, that's the feeling. You have to really feel that ecstasy, that moment of so much love around you, कि वो ये कह रहा है कि मैं चाहता हूं कि तुम मेरी किताब पढ़ो. मैं चाहता हूं. It's like, how can we not, right? So with that joy, ecstasy, love, acceptance, all of those beautiful words, we start this journey together. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I do want to say, उसने आपको यहाँ बुलाया. उसने आपको यहाँ बुलाया. आप खुद मुझसे नहीं आ सकते थे. उसने आपका हाथ पकड़ा है और वही आपको आगे लेकर जाए. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alif Laam Meem, the beginning. Alhamdulillah. As I start this journey of diving deep into his words, I want to start by saying how humble it makes me feel that he would give me the permission to share all that I know with you all, with the hope and intention to bring us closer to him and his word, inshallah. The aim is not for me to share an exercise with you that you can just do and develop in the future. It is literally allowing his word to sink in you through your eyes, through your ears, through your mouth, through your whole being, and be in devotion and submission to your Allah. For him to allow us this time to come and connect to his word, to bless us with the desire to paint and beautify, enhance and deepen our connection with him, is a blessing no amount of my words could ever express. It makes me grateful to my core, to my Allah, for even considering me for this role. With his trust in me and mine in him, I start this session with gratitude to him and to all of you for being here with me. Through these sessions, my focus and intention is to bring clarity and connection, giving our full attention as to how we can best understand it and live his word, share his light, and be in deep devotion to his presence, mercy, and love. You see, it's one thing to believe in Allah and it's one thing to believe Allah, right? We can all believe in Allah, but when he says something, we have to believe him. That is where Alif Laam Meem comes into play. For him, it was very easy to give us anything to start with, right? The Quran could have started with anything, but he chose the three alphabets, Alif, Lam, and Meem. And we all know that Allah does nothing without a purpose. So in our hearts, we know that Alif, Lam, Meem might not mean much to us because that's how our head will operate, like Alif and Lam and Meem. What's the big deal, right? But to Allah, it does make sense. There's purpose to why he chose these three alphabets. And of utmost importance, because why else would he do it right in the beginning of the Quran? Right in the beginning, like he's starting to speak about his word and he says Alif Laam Meem, right? And you'd wonder, like, I mean, we take it as doesn't mean anything, it's just three alphabets. But to him, he's starting his whole book with these 3 alphabets. So do you see the importance he has been given these 3 alphabets? Alif Laam Meem. I'm going to repeat this constantly just so that it kind of sinks in your brain, the 3 alphabets for today. He could have chosen symbols, right? He could have drawn a little cloud or a tiny bird, or he could have done any kind of 3 words, like full proper words, mercy, compassion, or something, right? He could have done 3 words, 3 symbols, or 3 anything that he wanted. But why the 3 alphabets? Whose pronunciation we know very clearly. We can identify with these 3 sounds, right? Like A, La, M. We know the name, the shape, and the form of these alphabets. We know this. Like in our knowledge, we have this understanding. Acha, Lam looks like this, sounds like this, right? And this is how you write the many shapes and forms of Lam that we can have. The sound of it, the form, the shape, everything is very visible to us. So our eyes can actually see and our mind can see कि ये 3 अल्फाज हैं, like 3 alphabets हैं, right? But yet, we don't know the meaning of them. So what is Allah saying to us through these alphabets? He's reminding us that we can know all we can know, but then there are things we will never know or won't know unless He wills. So right from the beginning, He speaks so clearly. It's so like transparent. There's no banality, there's no mysticism, there's nothing. It's just very clear. I'm giving you these 3 words. You will know how to say them. You will see and recognize them. Your brain will know what they look like, sound like, and you'll be able to say it with all your senses. But yet, what it means, you won't know till I will. How incredible is that? Like just that feeling. He knows. Even though we have the knowledge, we can't know because He doesn't will us for us to know. We can see the alphabets, we can say the sounds of the alphabets, you can hear the sounds, and yet we won't be able to understand its meaning, for that is how He chooses it to be for us. So He wants us to come to His word, knowing that we will not be able to understand everything. We might unravel some knowledge, but then some will remain hidden to us. And rather than questioning His word, we will have to approach His book with curiosity and an understanding that we have a limited brain, that we will not get it. We have to be forgiving towards ourselves because that's how Allah created us. We will not get everything. इसी मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा कुरान मुझे कभी समझ ही नहीं आई मुझे पता नहीं है उसमें क्या लिखा है कुरान can be very overwhelming there's so much information there's so much right and there's so much wrong right in the beginning Allah is saying to you to take away all that anxiety that humans have and saying to us that your limited brain will not get it. It might not be able to absorb everything, and that's the way He chooses it to be. So it is what we accept about our own limitations. Through these 3 words, He is teaching us that we humans are limited in our understanding, and that's okay. That is the design that He has created us with. Suddenly, your shoulders relax back and you're like, oh my God, I'm not meant to understand everything. Alif Laam Meem. Right? I'm not meant to understand everything. So my hard work of trying to make sense and controlling everything goes to complete waste because it's like, no matter how much you try, if it's not the will of Allah, you will not get the information because you're not meant to. So right from the start, our loving Allah tells us, even though you will be able to read, write, hear, and know, but you might not understand And that is not a fault in your design. It is the design of Allah. Now, taking this symbolically, these three alphabets teach us how in life we will go through experiences that will be visible to us. We will live them, right? We will go through certain things in our life, meet certain people, have some experiences in life, and we will not understand what's happening. You will be like, I don't know, I feel so lost. I don't know what is happening. I don't know. The thing is, that feeling when you say, I don't know what's happening, that's what Allah wants you to feel. That's what He wants you to feel, that you don't know. And you have to accept, I don't know and I can't know, because that's just how Allah's will is. Right? Suddenly you take the pressure off you. There will be things, you will live them, and we won't understand why it's happening. In those moments, we have to quickly remember Alif, Lam, and Meem. We don't understand them. Similarly, we don't understand why, what, and how a certain experience is happening in our life, but we have to be accepting of it, because when He wills, He will allow us to understand. But till then, we have to always be in acceptance of His qadar, of whatever He wills. Suddenly, the pressure from your shoulders goes away, right? Because you're like, अच्छा, जब भेजे में समझने के लिए है ही नहीं, if my mind doesn't have the capacity, you become loving towards your own mind. Oh, my poor brain. I've been forcing it to understand for so long, but actually it's just incapable. It's like a fish saying to the bird, you can't swim and you can't fly, right? It's because that's how Allah created. The fish will always swim in the water because that's how Allah created. It's not going to suddenly start climbing up the trees, right? Because that's how Allah created. That is how the design is. And suddenly you're like, okay, I don't even want to dream about the flying, because I'm actually very comfortable just swimming in the water, because that's how Allah's created me. That is His qadar. So you kind of let go of the pressure in you and you say, okay, जब बनाया ही मुझे इसलिए है कि मैं ना समझ हूँ कुछ चीजों में, it's okay. I might not be able to see the whole picture, but I believe that it is the picture that Allah knows is best for me. So it is His qadar. Now, one of the most beautiful things that happened when I was writing on this was that I got guided to the numerological value of these three numbers, which is Alif, Lam, and Meem. And the magical thing I say is because we started this year by 2024, and Alif, the value comes out to be 1, Lam comes out to be 30, and Meem is 40. And when you add them, it's the number 8. Number 8 is the number of angels carrying the throne of Allah in heaven, also the number of gates of heaven. So in my heart, I was like, okay, it was only in this year that I myself was ready to receive this knowledge, because in this moment, I could see the numerological value and understand that in this year was what Allah wanted me to come to this realization that Quran needs to be understood through art. And how can we take it further? So number 8 became like, the sign of infinity. It's the sign, the number, like I said, it's the number of angels carrying the throne of Allah in heaven. 8. And then I got guided to the name of Allah, which is number 8. And I was like, Acha, this is really strange, because from Quran to the 99 names, of course, I do the 99 names on Friday. And I realized, oh my God, what is happening? How do I bring the two together? And the 8th name of Allah is Ya Aziz. And I was thinking, okay, what is He trying to show me here? So Ya Aziz means it is the kind of divine strength or power that is beyond dualism of praise and blame. The strength of Al-Aziz is the power of God itself. It is the true worth, utmost dignity and strength that manifests directly from God without any intermediary. There's nothing in the middle. He's the one who gives you the strength. Repetition of Ya Aziz is an important remedy for the common human experience of feeling undervalued and worthless. And that hit me so strong. I was like, oh my God. So pehle, he opens the door for me to understand that Alif Laam Meem means that you might not get the whole picture. You'll only get what I allow you to understand, Hamna. Okay? But then that leaves me feeling slightly like, oh, I wish I could know more. Maybe I needed to know more. How can I know more? Because humans, right? We want to learn more. We want to know more about Allah, more about His book. And He gives us this name connected to these 3 alphabets. And this specific name is actually for when you're feeling undervalued and worthless. Do you see the connection? He's showing you that you will feel undervalued and you will feel worthless. You will feel like you cannot gain all the knowledge. You will feel your brain will say you are not good enough to absorb all the knowledge. But He will give you, Ya Aziz, the strength to get through it all. Just because you don't understand Alif Laam Meem doesn't mean you won't understand what He wants you to, right? Ya Allah, you are guiding me to look at this name and the 3 alphabets. What are you teaching me? Whenever you will start something, it will always feel like I don't know enough. How many times have you wanted to have a dream or a spark of idea or a desire in your heart, and you've had this feeling, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I know this. I don't know if I'm enough. You know, that worthless sort of feeling? But I want you to know that you know enough. You know exactly what you need to know that will help you take the next steps you need to move forward. Through my word, you are coming closer to me. Do you not know that I am guiding you to me? If you know that the one guiding you is your Allah, then do you not see I will not let you be misguided? How sweet is this? Like, how sweetly does He speak? He says that when you have those feelings of worthlessness, of not knowing enough, because the world makes you think like that, and your brain makes you feel like that, or your ego makes you feel like that, I want you to remember Alif Laam Meem. You know enough, because that is what I want you to know in this moment. Whatever you know is enough for you to take the next steps forward. So you suddenly take away all the judgment, you take away all the pressure of you, and you go in with the feeling, my Allah says, I am enough. Because you see, He is guiding you towards Him. He is saying, come to the session to connect to my name, to my word. He is bringing you to this place where you will be using art as a way to heal and connect to your Allah. He is guiding you to Him. How will you be misguided then? How will it not be enough? So even when you know and when you don't know, when you will do anything to please me, that I will guide you to me. So that's what He says. Whatever it is that you do, if you are doing it so please me, If you come to the session saying, I want to connect to Allah, how will He not guide you? How will He not make you the time, give you the time? How will He not provide you with the finances to attend these sessions? Because you're doing it for Him, right? How will He not guide you to Himself? You will not understand the steps. You will feel lost. You will feel uncertain. But Alif Laam Meem will guide you to your weakness. We all want to be strong. We all want to be like, I can do this. I am so smart. I am going to be intelligent. I can fight any battle and so strong and this, that, and the other. Allah is saying to you, you are all that. Yes, great. But you are also weak. You are also going to feel unworthy. You are also going to feel broken. So don't ignore the part that is your weakness, because that is also the beauty of being you. And that is what I'm showing you through Alif Laam Meem. You will not know, and that's okay. So you can know that it is only Allah who will give you the knowledge and wisdom. And when He chooses, and His word His word is the only truth. And truth can't be manipulated, because truth is the doorway to your peace. You see, these three words are the truth. The words are the truth. The biggest truth is that you will be able to read, write, know, understand all that exists in this world. You will be able to say the word, you will be able to live the experience, but you might not understand it. And that is the truth from your Allah. When you see the truth of Alif Laam Meem, not only will you accept your own flaws, mistakes, and blunders, because you will know that the reason you made them was because you did not have the full story. You also will fully bow your head down in sajda to your Allah for only making you aware of that He chooses, making you aware of that He wills. For in both there is protection, for in both there is guidance, and for in both there needs to be acceptance by us. When your heart is filled with Alif Laam Meem, you know that no matter what makes sense or what doesn't make sense, either way are from Allah, and you submit to His will, to His word, to His guidance, to His light, and to His love. Alif Laam Meem enters our hearts today to never, ever, ever leave. Alif Laam Meem. Allowing us to connect to Ya Aziz that holds us, heals us, and reminds us that we might not see, say, hear, and know, but we have Allah guiding our steps towards Him by giving us the strength and showing us that not knowing doesn't make us worthless to Him. Not knowing doesn't make us worthless to Him. Rather, it is what He wants us to fully feel, know, and understand that we will not know things, and still He will love us, guide us, heal us, help us, and hold us. For it is He who we belong to, and to Him we will return, inshallah.